As I'm sure you know, Hyundai has just revealed the 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz, and it's a unibody pickup truck. And I can't believe, Hyundai right now, they must have so much fun in the design studios, and it kind of makes me wish that I was part of the Hyundai design team right now, because not only do we have this Santa Cruz here, which looks super cool. It's almost the same kind of style as the Elantra mixed with the new Tucson. But they're also dropping concepts such as the Hyundai Pony concept right here, which is such a flashback to late 70s design, early 80s. And this is kind of what I would love to see more electric cars be like. Like take inspiration, not only inspiration, almost copy old traditional designs that made an impact for that specific brand, such as the Pony here for Hyundai, and then just remake the small parts and details of the car, such as the lights. You have the side mirrors right here, and even this the door handle here looks like it's old, but the materials is brand new. And look at these LEDs right here in the back. It's such a cool concept, and I hope Hyundai could make this and put this in production. However, I don't. There might be some issues with regulation with the front end here. I'm not sure you could have a front end like this in production today because it sits too high, and you need to have the front end needs to kind of hug the ground better in modern production cars. I'm not sure. That might be wrong, but if they could put this in production, I would love to see it out there on the streets. And just looks at the Nixie tubes right here as a speedometer or whatever this is. I mean, it's just a work of art, this concept. I'm so in love with this. And the thing with Hyundai right now, they're putting out production cars such as the Santa Cruz and the Tucson, and with a very distinct graphic design. And then they also put out concepts such as the Pony One here, the new Staria van as well, beautiful looking van. And you also have the Prophecy concept. It's the creativity at Hyundai right now is just insane. It's mind-blowing what they come out with, and they seem to have so much fun coming up with this, with all these concepts, and they're really embracing this EV platform and technology to create these cool shapes. And I want to show you the sketches of the Santa Cruz here. This is the fun part, working as a designer. These things right here. See, look at this beautiful key sketch here. This is the favorite phase of when you design a car, for me at least. This is the phase where you get to really show your creativity and your artistic abilities and talents as a designer. And designers usually are more, of course, they are tilted more towards the creative side when it comes to productivity and so on. So this phase, although it's very, very short, which is kind of sad, this phase where you sketch these cool concepts and come up with these ideas here. For example, you see these situations, or what do they call it, like storytelling with the car in the picture. These are just pure works of art, and this is what I loved when I worked as a designer, to create these type of images and just have fun and just visualize what the product is supposed to be used for. It's just so cool. Each of these could be I would love to have each one of these blown up on my wall as prints and pieces of art on in the office here. They're so beautifully done, and it's really cool to see how you can use the product in real life situations. Very basic sketches. These are not very complex sketches. And then you have this beautiful exploded view, which I also love, very detailed. And this is more of a mechanical engineering sketch. So if you're a designer and you show this to mechanical engineers, they're gonna understand better what it is you're trying to do and all the pieces that they need to model and so on. And sometimes designers do that as well. I mean, usually today, if you're a car designer, you need to be very versatile. You need to do the sketching, the ideation, the phases from the early key sketch that showed you the side view, all the way to CAD, Autodesk, Alias, AutoCAD, and all of this. You need to do all of that as a designer, industrial designer, or car designer. And that's kind of what made me leave that professional field. Is I only want to work with the creative part, the initial part of a design project, which is this part right here when you're sketching these cool concepts. And I love that they put a prophecy there right behind the new Santa Cruz here. It looks really cool, beautiful color, and I love the mood in these pictures here. And I also love the fact that they put this print on an actual surfboard with people surfing with the new Santa Cruz. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Hyundai are having a lot of fun now, really embracing this new EV era, even though this is not an EV. But I think the next decade, 10, 15 years, keep a lookout for what Hyundai is going to do. I think they're going to be one of the biggest, the big design houses when it comes to car design. All you got to do is just look at the recent concepts that they've dropped. I think they're gonna have extremely interesting designs, and I really look forward to see what they come up with. Now today we're going to talk about the Santa Cruz. I want to talk about the design, show you the front view, the side view, and the rear view. So let's jump into Photoshop here and let's discuss and analyze this Santa Cruz design here. So this is obviously the front view, and this follows the trend that we've seen now with many cars, Hyundai, Kias, even Chevy with a new what's it called, the Trailblazer and so on. They all have this new trend, and it usually fits SUVs. Also, the Staria Hyundai concept also has this, and that is that you have the main headlights right here in the bumper. So right down here, these are actually the headlights. These up here, these are just styling parts and running lights, so that it creates an identity for the car. But if you're driving at night, these are the ones that you really wanna have working. These are just it looks cool. It creates a identity for Hyundai, as we've seen in the Tucson as well. It has a very similar front end to the design. I like it overall. The thing with the car here is that I think it kind of looks a little complex, but when you break it down, it's actually a very simplistic design. You have this typical now line that we have for Hyundai, and I'm glad that they put the intersection of the line right there, more angled forward, so it's not straight in the middle. And I think that was the problem that I had with the Elantra. I think there was the Elantra that had this intersection moved back here, and that created it's almost a static feeling of the car, because then you have the major intersection of the key lines of the car happening right in the middle of the car. So there's no movement back and forth. There's no dynamic feeling if you do that. If you have the main graphics of the car happening right in the smack center of the car, it's going to ruin the what is a car design. And a car design always, it doesn't matter if it's a pickup truck or not, it needs to have some sort of movement in it and some sort of emotion. I think just having this intersection moved forward a little bit compared to the Elantra, that really helps with that dynamic feeling. And I like the styling of this car. It feels like it could be a station wagon if we just added a cover for the rear here. It could be a really cool looking station wagon if we just added something like that. I think you can start to see here, maybe we have a little thicker D-pillar over here, something like this, and make the same kind of angle that we have here, something like that. And then we just cover this up with some glass and stuff, and then we have a cool looking off-road station wagon that would probably fit Hyundai and the segment. People wouldn't buy it here in the US because for some reason people don't like station wagons here. Not sure why, but that's just a fact. It would sell probably in Europe, probably in Asia, but not here in the US. But I would still love to see a station wagon made out of this. And same thing here, if we just added this part right here, look at this, just add some cool lines, like simple lines. Or you can just buy a cover for this and cover it up, and then boom, you have a station wagon. Now talk about the graphics in the rear. If you look at the front here, we have some very fractal looking design in the grille. In the back though, it becomes a T right here. So you have a T-shaped taillight, which doesn't really fit the styling of the front, but at the same time it doesn't really matter because the front is so different from the rear anyway. Maybe they want to emphasize that it's a pickup truck, that the rear is supposed to be a lot more different than the front end. I'm not sure, but I don't mind this graphic. And when you open this up, these parts right here, this bar is obviously going to follow with this tailgate as you drop it down. Now, some of the spec and tech for the Santa Cruz is going to go on sale this summer, and the engine is a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, available with more than 275 horsepower. Not bad for such a small pickup truck. And Hyundai doesn't really prefer the term truck either. They like to call this a sport adventure vehicle, which is totally fine. I get it. They maybe don't want to mix this in with the truck kind of style. When you really think about it, this Santa Cruz is actually a 2022 Tucson, where they just cut the roof off the rear end. It's almost like a Ford Ranchero or a Chevy El Camino in that way. Now, the only transmission you can get the Santa Cruz with is a conventional 8-speed automatic, and you can have it in front-wheel drive or, of course, 4-wheel drive if you want to. So what about the pricing then? Well, the Santa Cruz starts around $30,000 for the base model, and for the 2.5 liter top of the range model, you have to pay about $40,000 when it goes on sale this summer. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.